stop it. Scott's point one, whatever y'all want to call them, 1.0, number one Scott's, stop it. Stop it, because I don't care how much money allowance y'all got and y'all trying to throw around in this little scene that y'all done contrived, because at the end of the day, y'all moving pillow to post, living in this townhouse apartment, squeezing all them kids into this little 2-3 bedroom. So I really don't care. I want y'all to get in the house and stay in the house. That's what I care about. And then you gonna go out here and buy another car? Please, please. Y'all can save that. Like, Scott's, do better, please. So anyway, and I like y'all, but y'all, y'all can go with that. Nah, y'all need to get together. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of our favorite shows, y'all. This video is going to be reviewing OWN's Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 17, Sau Lady Like, with a question mark at the end, y'all. Before we get into it, please hit that thumbs up button, y'all. I appreciate that. Please subscribe. I definitely appreciate that, because we're trying to grow this channel. Over here, we trying to do big things, okay? Comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought of the episode. And share the videos where you like to share your videos. Y'all, I know I'm late. I apologize. If y'all saw my community post, I told y'all I will be late. My goal for Love and Marriage Huntsville was Sunday night. I only did Ready to Love. And then I got to still catch up with Love is Blind and get those out as well. I think they only put out 4 episodes, I heard. So hopefully I can get caught up before they put the next set out. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my best to do that, y'all. Yeah, like I told y'all in the last video, I had family stuff going on. Just visiting catching up with family. Actually, all of my immediate family, like my siblings, my mom, my nieces and nephews. So it was a good time. Needed time as well. All right, let's get into the video. So this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I would say overall was pretty good. A couple scenes y'all playing in my face still, but it was interesting. There's some parts I was laughing, so I wasn't mad at it. Let me know what y'all thought of the episode in the comments. So let's get into it. So the episode picks up where we left off with Mel jamming up Keke about that Crime Stoppers video. She said, you know, Tiffany brought it up. She saw you down to the Crime Stoppers, stealing down to the Home Depot, allegedly. And, you know, she said she don't know if she could be hanging around people who was accused of stealing locks and whatnot. So Keke said accused or convicted. And so Keke was like, she is not surprised that Tiffany, you know, feels this way about her. She thought they were moving forward in their friendship, and she can't wait for all this to be over and the truth be known so everybody can bow down and apologize to her. I guess, Keke. So anyway, Mel said, okay, girl, was it you in the video? Did you do it or not? So Keke said, well, girl, I'm lowered up now, so I can't even talk about it. I cannot confirm or deny whether that was me in the video or not. And when Keke said that, I said, I know you did it then, Keke, because even if you had lawyers and you couldn't speak on it, if you didn't do it, it'll be no problem with you saying that was not me, and now I have plenty of attorneys to help me in this situation, because that clearly was not me. Like, if it wasn't you, you would just say it wasn't you, lawyers or not. You would say it wasn't you. The fact that you can't confirm or deny and talk about it gives it was you, Keke, allegedly. But anyway, Mel let her know, girl, I got your back. You know, you good with me, girl. We ain't tripping over here. So Keke said she appreciated that, and she could see why everybody thinking, you know, she might be back on the drugs and all that, you know, that's on her, but she ain't doing drugs, y'all. She said she feeling good. She doing her thing out here in these streets. Okay, Keke, but you know, what it's looking like. It's what it's looking like, Keke. So Mel, you know, said, well, no, Keke was like, girl, you was like the first person to reach out to me. And I think Mel asked her if Tisha reached out or she brought up herself, but she said Tisha was like the last person to call her. And so she said she felt some type of way about that. Mel said, well, you can't expect, after everything y'all went through, for Tisha to reach out to you right away. And so she said, you know, Keke was like, well, that's what I would do. But Mel was like, but that's not, you can't expect people to do what you would do. And Keke was like, that's right. They said you can't expect people to treat you how you would treat them, or something stupid saying Keke said. And so Mel was like, okay, did you reach out to her when she was going through what she's going through online about Marsau, Miss Wanda, and all that good stuff? And she's like, no, I don't feel comfortable about reaching out to Tisha about anything to do with Marsau. And she had them big eyes, not with Marsau. So Mel was like, okay, so there you go. You can't, both of y'all are rebuilding, so you can't be, expecting all that. Mel said in her confessional that, she don't find it weird that she's creating peace between Keke and Tisha, because where there's peace to be made, she's a peacemaker. She gonna make peace, even if the person did say she has a dark soul. I said, Mel, you better go on and kill him with kindness and milk that comment, ain't you? But you ain't fooling me, Mel. But I like it. I like this new direction, girl. Go ahead on. So anywho, that was that. Moving on, we get to, this is the scene where they was playing in my face and I really didn't appreciate it. And I watched this, because I didn't watch the episode 3 or 4 times now to get down to this review. And Tisha and Marsau. Now, I like Tisha and Marsau. I like everybody on the show for different reasons. My least favorite is Tiffany, and I could take or leave Keke, okay? But I like Stormi, because she's business-minded. I like Kimmy, obviously. Maurice can go. Marsau get on my nerves. Martell, I don't know. I like Mel. She's beautiful. She about her business and all that. She's annoying too, though. So I like everybody for different reasons, okay? And I like Marsau and Latisha, even though they be playing dumb as well. However, I don't have no phase. I ain't standing for nobody. If I don't like what somebody did, I'm gonna call it out, okay? So, Marsau and Latisha, I don't like the way y'all playing with us this season. I don't like how this money narrative is running. Like, y'all taking all the people's money from the expo. Y'all building houses over here, staying in apartments over there. I don't like it. I don't like it. So this stupid scene where Tisha come in her little crop top and her booty out in them tights, but you was looking good, girl, giving Marsau a smoothie because he fixing up the house. And it started out as a small project. Now it's been growing into this big project. They're making accordion doors in the back. I do like the way it's looking like they're opening up the space of the house. So that was looking cool. And I like that accordion door thing. That was cool. So Tisha trying to get a bigger closet than Marsau, so you're going to get a new house for that. So she asking about what's the furniture budget. He said, can we get some rent-to-own? But you can tell he's playing. Then he told us to get the furniture from China. He's still playing. She was like, come on, like, just give me a number. I feel like you spending so much money on this and that. You paid all this money to get your car wrapped. He said he bought it with his allowance. He said he get $3,500 allowance and she get $5,000 allowance. She don't put it into nothing to do with the business or the house or anything like that. She said she would take care of things for the kids. And she felt like he's spending his budget on the car wrap and whatever else. She like, what you spending on food, whatever. He like, how dare you ask me that? Come on. And so she said, and then I guess she kind of alluded to him being selfish, and she didn't call herself. So they just went back and forth, and he trying to get her to apologize, and she not. And she said she just really said all that. Because then he was like, okay, you got to pick up the girls. She said she just really did all that to ask for she to get a car. She wanted a new SUV. And then he was like, of course. And then she gave him a hug and kiss. First of all, that scene was so fake. Okay, so fake. Secondly, that scene was giving, let me tell y'all how much money we got. I got a $5,000 a month allowance. I got a $3,500 month allowance. Oh, I didn't wrap my car. I did this. I'm doing that. Oh, your wrap costs more than my purse. Or his car wrap costs more than her purse. Like, stop it. Scott's 0.1, whatever y'all want to call him, 1.0, number one Scott's, stop it. Stop it. Because I don't care how much money allowance y'all got and y'all trying to throw around in this little scene that y'all done contrived, because at the end of the day, y'all moving pillow to post, living in this townhouse apartment, squeezing all them kids into that little 2-3 bedroom. So I really don't care. I want y'all to get in the house and stay in the house. That's what I care about. And then you gonna go out here and buy another car? Please. Y'all can save that. Like, Scott's, do better, please. So anyway, and I like y'all, but y'all can go with that. Nah, y'all need to get together, because it's giving, I'm a stunt even though I ain't got it. That's what it's giving. Anyway, moving on to the next scene, because they done wasted our time. Okay, so Tiffany is planning her Sip and See Ace event, right? It's gonna be like a Tiffany theme, Tiffany and Co., which I love. And come presenting baby Ace. So Stormi is helping her plan, so they go meet with the party planner Cynthia. And Cynthia said it's gonna be like welcoming into Tiffany's world, everything kind of upside down, but it's like Tiffany, breakfast at Tiffany's at dinner time. at Tiffany and Co. featuring Ace, something like that. I hope I got it right. Anyway, it's gonna be cute. Okay, it's gonna be that pretty Tiffany blue. Anyway, Cynthia leaves. She got the, she got everything in order. So Tiffany and Stormi sit down to talk, and Stormi asking Tiffany, who all she invited and all that, and she said she invited all the family, the friends, the girls, Tisha and all them. She's like, you and she asked Tiffany, Tiffany asked Stormi, are you and Tisha cool since the last time we met up down to the Mexican restaurant? Like, girl, you was like, you was on 10. And Stormi's like, oh no, it really wasn't. No, I wasn't that deep. No, I wasn't that serious. She's like, really? Because you was giving a lot. Like, she didn't even finish her food. She's like, neither did I. I wasn't giving a lot. So Stormi's like, it wasn't that deep to her. But everybody else is like, well, girl, Stormi, you were on 10. And Stormi's like, nah, I really wasn't that serious. Nah, that wasn't nothing. And I was like, girl, if that was you giving nothing, I want to see you really giving something, Stormi. Like, girl, what? I'm gonna need you to rewind the tape, Stormi. Like, what video, what scene are you watching? So anywho, then we see them talk about the whole thing with Tiffany saying like, well, Stormi's like, okay, you invited Keke, girl? Like, really? You invited Keke? Tiffany's like, girl, why would you be surprised? Of course I invited Keke. Like, I thought we were trying to move forward. So I don't know, we're just gonna make sure she don't steal any locks. I said, Tiffany, you being Tiffany still. So then Tiffany, do you know what it is about Tiffany? Tiffany, her other side, her white side coming out real easy, because she will talk the most trash about you with a straight face. So it's shady, but you be down there having to catch it, okay? Like, damn. Like, okay, Tiffany. So, Stormi's like, I just feel bad for Keke. I saw the Crime Stopper video, but I don't know, I gotta see what's going on. Like, obviously she going through something. Like, don't you feel bad for Keke, what she going through? So Tiffany said, what a straight face. I don't know what it's like to be a crackhead. Like, I really don't know what that feels like. However, she was in that Crime Stoppers video, and they told her to put the stuff back in the Home Depot, but she didn't put it back and all that stuff. I rewinded that part so many times, y'all. I was like, did she say, I don't know what it feels like to be a crackhead with a straight face? Only Tiffany can do that. Oh my God, Tiffany's a fool. So anyway, so Tiffany was like, I don't know, girl, I'm trying to move forward with her, but I don't know if I can really be hanging out with somebody who be stealing, okay? She don't know about all that, okay? So, allegedly, okay? Then Stormi was asking about, how Tiffany's mental health is, like, how is she moving forward with everything? Is she just jumping right in and planning this event? And Tiffany said it's a lot, and basically she planning an event because she tired of everybody saying, can I see the baby? Can I see the baby? She getting 35 texts. So she like, come on down to the event and see the baby. And she said it's a lot because the baby want everything. She just jumping back into work. Lewis is going on the road. Her teenagers want everything. And she said she did, want this baby, but it's a lot, okay? And she's just like struggling. It's too much for her, okay? And I'm like, Tiffany, you didn't have to do this, but you chose it. But whatever. She acknowledged that. But Stormi's like, it's okay not to be okay. I can see you want to tear up. I can see you're not all the way good. And it's all good. If you want to talk about it, I'm here. And that's good. Stormi was there for Tiffany in that way. Because remember, Stormi and Tiffany didn't start out on a good note. And I find it very weird and interesting that they're kind of becoming allies. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. So, the next scene we get to, which was actually my favorite scene of the episode, is when Marsau and Latisha go to have dinner with Chris and Miss Neil Fletcher, right? So Miss Neil says she want to know why they were not invited down to the Blaque Business Expo. Okay, Chris said they got 29 years of experience, okay? They got more experience than everybody in the comeback group, so they should have been invited down to the Blaque Business Expo, okay? So I was like, oh, y'all want to be down to the comeback group, right? So they go sit down for dinner. They came with their Gucci, Prada, Louis. They came with all their labels on, right? And so the Scotts said this is their date night, so they just going ahead and had a double date with the Fletchers, but they was on time. The Fletchers was late. So they was asking Chris about the TikTok, because y'all know he do the TikTok. And so then Ms. Neil said, well, how did the Blaque Business Expo go? And so, Latisha was saying, it was really good. There's a lot of Black business people we didn't even know was here. So Ms. Neil said, why didn't we get an invite down to the Blaque Business Expo? And so they were like, what? Like, you didn't get an invite, what? And so then she was like, yeah, you said you personally give us the invite. They was like, we didn't invite nobody personally. She's like, at the girls' party, you said you was going to give us the invite. So Tisha's like, girl, what party? She's like, the girls' party. I don't know if it was that skating party or whatever, birthday party. It might have been one of them birthday parties they had. Anyway, she said you was gonna give us the invite down to the party, and they was like, we didn't invite nobody personally. Like, we obviously, like, we sorry, we overlooked you, my bad. And so Marsau was like, honestly, I didn't even know what y'all did. So then Chris is like, what did you mean? You know what I do? Like, come on. Like, what do you think I do? He said, honestly, I thought you were just a wealthy man, and now you was just his rich, his pretty wife. And so that was such a condescending a-hole remark, Marsau. Like, so rude. So Ms. Neil said her confessional, her blue on. Now, matter of fact, Ms. Neil got that hair and that wig snatched back in that confessional. I said, come on, Miss Neil. And she had that jacket off. I said, Miss, they better go and put the Fletchers on the show. Do y'all want the Fletchers to be full-time cast members? I feel like they would be a great asset to the show. And we can get rid of Lewis and Tiffany. We never needed them. They are doing nothing for the show. We'll keep Stormi and Courtney and add on the Fletchers. Let me know what y'all, let me know if y'all agree or disagree in the comments. So anywho, they said in their confessional that, first of all, they are the original, okay, Black business owners in Huntsville. They've had businesses for 29 years. Ms. Neil has owned a daycare called Making Smiles for 29 years. And she said the Scotts, maybe, they could learn something for them. Maybe in 29 years, they'll be where they at. So basically, they feel like they were kind of doing it before, like, the comeback group was doing it. And I could totally see that. That's why I think they would be a good aspect to the show. And I feel like, finally we're learning something new. Okay. So anyway, she was like, what? Like, how dare you? Like, he's like, my wife has owned the daycare for 29 years. Like, I do real estate. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, how did I know your wife owned the daycare? I didn't know she owned the daycare. They was like, yeah, it's called Making Smiles. He's like, I've told you that. And so he's like, no, you didn't tell me. He's like, yes, I have. We've talked business about it. And I do remember a scene. And I wish they would have pulled up the clips. Come on, production. Because I do remember them talking about his daycare business to Marsau. I remember that. I don't remember what season episode, but I remember it. So anyway, he said, honestly, we didn't mean to oversight you. We didn't know what you did. We apologize. Ms. Neil said she ain't buying it. So then Marsau said, you know what, honestly, you guys are friends with some friends that used to be friends of ours, and we didn't know, at the time we all going through something with them. We didn't know how y'all, how it was going to be. So we kind of, we couldn't, how would it look? We hanging out with y'all, but y'all friends with them. I'm talking about the hosts. So they was like, there was like, first of all, this is not high school, this is not college. We are not set up like that. Nobody's gonna dictate who we playing out with, who we friends with, not. So Tisha's like, we not like that either, but we just had to set the boundary. She's like, because it was sensitive things going on, there was lots happening there, and we just didn't feel comfortable in that situation. And so Miss Neil said in her confession, she feel like it was more male than Martell because they are still friends with Martell, but it's more of a male issue. And she said, but she kind of gets it to an extent. So then Chris said, well, how did the Blaque Business Expo go? He said, did y'all get the comeback group together or not? And so Marsau's like, yeah, we pretty much did. Like, Martell, he wasn't really trying to speak, but he worked the crowd. Mel came, but she didn't speak, but that was cool. And so Miss Neil said, I heard that, nobody wanted to speak because y'all wasn't trying to pay nobody. Miss Neil got the tea. So they was like, no, we wasn't going to pay nobody. We paid for everything. We paid for everything out of our pocket. Here they go with these lies again. We pay for everything out of our pocket. Like, of course, we're not going to ask you to speak. Tisha was like, this was for the community. This is a way for us to get back to the community. Marsau said, how am I going to ask you to come and then you want to speak and then you also want me to pay you? This was he said philanthropic. Okay, I can't say the word, y'all. I'm sorry. I've been practicing. I can't say the word. So I'm going to say this is supposed to be for charity, okay? This is supposed to be for charity. And, you can decide to say, hey, I'm not going to do it or not, was Marsau's thing. And so Ms. Neil's like, let me get this straight. You going to have people come and speak and then you not going to pay them? Like, what? And so he was like, yes. And then he said, honestly, like, some of the people want to get paid to speak. They really not making, not experiencing business enough, in my opinion, to be getting paid to speak. He said their level of experience is the same level of the people we trying to have this event for. So I was like, ooh, the shade of it all. And so he said Maurice, he would deserve to get paid because he's had his business and has experience for a lot of years. He said, we've been in business, talking about him and Tisha, for a long time. We have a lot of experience to talk about. Stormi's had her business for a long time. She would deserve to get paid. He said, I'm not going to pay you because you sell t-shirts. I said, ooh, Marsau, you wasn't right. Because obviously he's shooting at Mel, right? Mel's catching those stray bullets right now. Actually, she catching direct ones. So anyway, so then Chris and Fletcher was like, I ain't gonna let you shade the host like that. Like, come on now. And so he was like, no shade, it's all tea. So he was like, come on now. They have Holt Enterprises. They did very well with Holt Enterprises. Like, you was part of the business too. Marsau said, yeah, and where is it now? I mean, they did have Skull, and now it's just Marsau and Tisha doing anything, but Mel still has all her businesses in her own right now. Martell's the one that ain't over there doing nothing, who didn't need to be up there. He could have sat down in the audience next to Tiffany, really, and complained, because he didn't want to speak no way. But Mel does have businesses, okay? So, then he said, but honestly, Miss Neil, like, I'm sorry, we should have invited y'all to the event. We won't overlook you again. We apologize. Like, of course, we can learn a lot from you. I learned a lot from Chris. We sit down and talk business. So next time, we'll definitely make sure our intentions are correct and we invite you. So she accepted that apology that time. So then Tisha's like, that's what 29 years of marriage look like, babe. So then she was like, okay, so how do you make it to 29 years? Have you guys had infidelity in your marriage? And so they both said, yes, of course. I said, oh, tell me the tea. Because I do remember Nell saying that Chris cheated on her, right? And so Marsau shut that conversation down with a quickness. He was like, nah, let's not go there. He's like, no. Like, can we rewind 10 seconds? No, we not having that conversation. Like, come on, that's like, that's offensive, all this stuff. And she was like, I'm not offended by that. That's what Miss Neil said. She's not tripping. She was ready to answer the question. And I hate that Marsau shut it down because I wanted to know down Chris Fletcher's tea, like about the cheating and stuff. I want to dive into that. We need an episode to dive into that. Carlos and production. Let's make it happen. So Marsau shut it down. Tisha apologized in a confessional. Miss Neil said it felt like he was, shutting stuff down and like a jab. And Chris said it sounded like a cry for help. And so she said, I don't know if it was a cry for help, but you could definitely tell, like, Tisha wanted to have a conversation with me. And I said, Tisha, next time you pull Miss Neil to the side and you find out how she stayed with that cheating Chris Fletcher all this time and stacked her money, okay? Because that's what you need to be doing over there with Marsau. And I hope that God, you was stacking money. I hope that's what you was showing us earlier in the episode when you was getting your car, okay? That you over there stacking money, okay? And creating your exit strategy or whatever you doing. Creating your own businesses on the side or something, okay? That's what you do. But you don't bring up that conversation in front of the men. You ask her in silent, not in front of her husband, how she stayed with him cheating all these years. That's what you do, Latisha. Dang. So anyway, last scene, we get down to come see the baby event. So Tiffany get there first, right, in her dress. And nothing to set up, y'all. Nothing to set up. The balloons are still in bags. They still making waffles. They still scrambling eggs. They putting party favors together. Nothing is set up at all. So Tiffany is like, oh my God, what can I do? Like, can I help? Like, what's going on? It's not set up. Like, girl, what's going on? So they said the rain came down. They had to get something together for the swag bags. I didn't really get the excuse, but okay, Miss Cynthia, make it happen, girl. So Tiffany had to put on her pink gloves and get into it. Stormi came in her Tiffany blue dress. Love that dress Stormi had on, and I love that color. I feel like Tiffany should have wore something like what Stormi wore, but anywho, y'all know Tiffany can't dress. So Stormi had to come in there and put on her gloves. She had to help, fry some bacon and some sausages up real quick and put the balloons up, okay, because nothing was together. Then Kimmy came. She was like, what is this? Nothing is together, and they seem okay with it. She's like, can I help? Like, girl, what's going on? So Mel and Miss Neil came. Mel had on a tracksuit And I'm assuming she had on heels of some sort, but everybody's clearly wearing this blue of some sort, and Mel had on a black and white tracksuit. And I was trying to figure out why. Like, where was Mel? Was Mel catching a flight after this? I was trying to figure out why Mel was dressed like she was dressed. It was giving, I don't care about your event. That's what Mel's outfit was giving for me. So, they're all sitting around talking about the Blaque Business Expo. And Kimmy, you know, is asking Tiffany and Stormi, are they cool since last time they met up down to the Mexican restaurant for the lunch, and saying Tisha, you know, she don't know Tisha coming, she wasn't ready. And so Stormi said, you know, well, Tiffany's complaining about not being able to speak, and she was in the front row. Stormi said she should have been in the front row with her because the event was BS. She said it was a ish show. So Kimmy was like, girl, what? And so she was like, yeah, because people asking me for $100. And she was like, girl, what about $100? And she was like, you know what? I didn't even know that we paid until after we had the lunch. And I talked to Maurice, and Maurice paid for his $100. And I didn't even know all that was going on. And so Mel was like, girl, what? And so they was talking about the whole event. Mel and Nell go off one side to talk. And Kimmy sits down with Stormi, and Kimmy's like, well, are you good with Tisha? Have y'all talked? Stormi said she wasn't good with her. I mean, like, they don't have no problem. She said, we ain't had no beef. We got to see the baby. She ain't tripping with her. But Kimmy was like, but girl, you was up here with it. She's like, no, I really wasn't at, you know, I was deflated by the time it got through with it. And again, Stormi, what scene are you watching? Side note, when Mel came in, Mel said, hey girl, hey Tiffany. I see you didn't order that dress I told you to order, but you still cute, girl. Hey, Stormi. And Stormi proceeded to dig down deep in her purse and pay Mel dust. Okay, Mel said in her confessional she knows Stormi hurt her because she was digging in her purse with that purse, but that's okay. Okay. So, anywho, I don't know what Stormi and Mel they're gonna be beefing forever, I guess. So anyway, last scene we see is Mel and Miss Nell sit down and talk about how Miss Nell met up with the Scotts, and she said how Tisha was hesitant to be friends with Miss Nell because of Miss Nell's friendship with Mel, and she don't really know, you know, how they're gonna navigate all that, but they're gonna move forward. Mel feels like that's BS because, you know, the Scotts didn't have no problem with them all running down to the Blaque and having a cigar, a drink, and having a good time, so it didn't matter then, so why is it mattering now? I get it, you know, both sides, I get both sides. So anyway, and like we haven't seen a lot of the Scotts hang out with the Fletchers. Well, I've seen Marsau interact with Chris. I haven't seen much of Miss Nell interact with Tisha unless it was like group setting, so I don't know. Anyway, Miss Nell said they moving forward though. She said, but she don't know how it's gonna go after she spilled this tea, honey. So she said, you know, they're talking about the Blaque Business Expo and now who should be paid to speak and not. And she said, Marsau basically said that he didn't feel like some people, you know, just selling t-shirts like you, the Holtz were not professional enough, didn't have it together enough, don't have enough experience enough to be getting paid to speak at the Blaque Business Expo. And she's like, I should be getting paid to speak. And he's like, yes, you should not be getting paid to speak. So then she was like, what? Like, how dare you? Like, I done had a business since 2008. Like, you talking about me selling my t-shirts? That's not all I do. Y'all sell t-shirts for Blaque on the website, and production show them Blaque shirts. And your wife is selling these mugs about the blueprint, and they show Tisha in her mugs. I said, production, y'all ain't right. And so she said, but you gonna talk about my businesses after I didn't put money in your pocket on my hope and my dream and my vision? I said, yes, Mel that came up with this Love and Marriage Huntsville with Carlos King, and they shading her now. So she was like, how dare you? You know, I didn't have my businesses. I didn't help put food in your belly, money in your pocket. Like, but you know, she tired of these black women or black men coming for the black women and their businesses, the audacity of him. So she ain't too happy with Marsau, and we gonna see next episode. She gonna have a conversation about Marsau with him. She said she don't got a problem with Tisha. She got a problem with Marsau. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode. I thought it was much better than last week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank y'all for y'all patience with these videos, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.